Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another day of the video diary. How's it going today? Today it's very windy, so I apologise for that in advance. Today has been a fun day so far. We've got stuff done. What were we doing? What have we done today? I got up about 8:30, sorted out my video, got that uploaded, got my had some breakfast. Well, I didn't have any breakfast. I've just had my breakfast. Yeah, but got ready, got dressed and all that kind of stuff. Had a shave after Dad got me a thingy, and I instantaneously nicked myself for the first time ever. I've never nicked myself when I've shaved, because now I'm going to use this cheaper, not my fancy, cool razor. God. But then we went shopping, and shopping was good fun. Took us about an hour to do our shop, which is, I think, is pretty good considering that I'm stopping all the time to talk to people that I know. So much has changed in that place, and I'm not bragging or anything, like, but my job last year, I had to deal with 1,700-ish orders, 1,600 and something in total, and this year they have to deal with 500. Fucking, it's because you lost me. It's because you lost me. I would have dealt with that. They're like, oh, it's Jamie, and oh, don't really want one this year. Don't really want a turkey. So unfortunate, boys and girls. So that's brilliant. Also, it's probably a good job they don't have many, because the person who's running it, ooh, don't know, a couple of screws loose, I think. But yeah, otherwise, I'm back. We then went back to the house, had a sandwich, and I'm now heading off to go to Laura's, because I'm busy. So we're going to go to Laura's, we're going to catch up, because I haven't seen her since late November. And we're going to do some baking. I'm going to help her out anyway. We'll see if she lets me help her out with the baking she's got to do, because she is a baking machine over Christmas. She loves doing the baking. So yeah, I'm going to help her out with that. That's basically it, to be honest with you. Then we're going to head home tonight. We're going to have dinner, and then we're going to watch The Hobbit, because Dad wants to go to see The Hobbit in cinema. We haven't seen the second one yet, so we're going to watch it on Netflix. Otherwise, it's crazy. I'm surprised how busy this place is. Traffic is horrendous near where I am. It's better in Bristol, which is saying something, because Bristol is kind of bad. Yeah, it's really odd how busy it is, and people are really angry at each other. I saw some guys fighting not fighting, but arguing in the supermarket car park. Saw some guy just like leaning on his horn, trying to get people out of the way. I'm like, mate, just where's your Christmas spirit? Jesus. Oh dear. So it's good fun. It's good fun. But yeah, tomorrow me and Dad are going out for a meal with Laura's sister, Laura's dad, and Laura's mum. So it's going to be fun. I'm assuming I'm going to be asked a couple of questions about that, so while I'm there too. But otherwise, what's going on in my little life? Last night I was doing some web dev stuff, and I'm currently designing the new homepage, and it's hard, man. I'm not very good at designing things, and there's so much fiddly stuff when it comes to web design. I don't like it. I don't like HTML and CSS. It's not programming at all. It really bugs me. So I'm trying to figure out a good solution, a good design for the site. I'm trying to do it so that it flows nicely between all the different types of devices you're going to be looking at it on. I think that's the hardest thing, is making sure that it looks equally as good on a phone as it does on something else. And that's where I'm struggling. It's a precise moment in time. But we'll get there. It's good fun. I was originally going to have like a banner picture at the top, a bit like how my blog does and how I guess YouTube does and stuff like that. But I'm trying to follow the Google material design patterns, but they don't really have that kind of thing. They just have like a bold colour instead. And I think that looks good. I really like the Google material design stuff, so I'm going to try and use that as much as possible. Because I think Google's pretty good at design these days. But yeah, bloody hell. It's really nice as well being able to text Laura and say I'm on my way, and not be 4 hours away. That is so good. It's really, really cool. So yeah, we're about to go to the Christmas grotto. They like Christmas over at compared to our house anyway, they love their Christmas. Does Laura. So yeah, good fun. Oh, heading back. Only a quick fly-in visit as we help her do some baking. Took her to Grace. Grace is ill. No, Grace, get better soon, Grace. And then we was just talking about like what we've missed over the past week or so as my escapade at the weekend, and stuff that's going down. She's made me and Dad some mince pies, so I'm taking some mince pies home for Dad, mainly for Dad. They were going to be his Christmas present, but she's got something else as well now, so early Christmas present for Dad. Speaking of which, he's currently at home ruining my plank of wood that I used to stand up my desk. You know, my monitors at home. The plank of wood I use to do that, he's now currently ruining with a hammer and parts that apparently don't need to be put on it, and it's going to be a mess. So I'm going to have to buy a new plank of wood and new legs, basically. Fucking guy. He can't be stopped, he can't. It's so windy, it's blowing me off course. I'm walking across the road and I'm just bloody, oh God, you can tell I've been around there, haven't I? Walk across the road and I'm just getting blown away by the wind. It's madness. Well, look, credit where credit is due. They do definitely work. And there we are, working away on old Atlas over here. So, what I'm going to do, I'm in my office, we've just watched The Hobbit. Bloody hell, The Hobbit's too long. Far too long. Come on, mate, turn on. Since we finished watching that, I am now going to sit in here and I'm going to do some web dev. Got my laptop running over there, got my website. I'm trying to get this bit right on multiple screens, and I can't do it. So that's what I'm going to do with my evening. Oh yeah, buddy. Got my old. Well, I can't lean back in this chair. Sad times indeed. So, been working away, been having a bit of a fiddle, I have, and this is what I've got so far. This is going to be my banner, although I'm not entirely sure on this colour at the moment. And as you stretch it out, this is in mobile view, as low down as it goes. As you start to stretch it out, it'll go to tablet view, which is red, I believe, or blue, there. And then there is a shift on the text. At this point, on mobile, it's going to be attempting to... on a mobile device like this, I don't want to have separate buttons around in this section. However, when I go into tablet view, like that, although it doesn't work on there, which bugs me, because there's not enough space. Is this refreshed properly, or is it caching? Might be caching a little bit, because it definitely jumps up here. But here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have different buttons. So I'm going to have a menu button here, and then a me button here, which is going to bring up like contact information, and then a menu button. As soon as you stretch out to this is all going to jump up a little bit. So instead of like half hovering over of the there'll be like half here, so like there and like there. As soon as you go into this mode, come on now, Faru, come on now, I'll be able to expand the text buttons from the menu into this section here, and it's going to half overlap this border and the thingy. I'm not sure what to do with my face though. I might keep that as just the last button, and then the idea is when you click on the button or you click on the menu in the other screen, it will zoom out with a new section of information for you, and this expands out. So as soon as you get to small computer mode, which is red, this gets a little bit bigger, because everything will be inside of here now. Does this necessarily need to be this big? Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't need to be that big. To be honest with you, I'm still quite heavily undecided where I want to go with it. I'm not sure whether I actually start wanting to have like the text or the content start to come into this and then have that there, instead of having menu buttons up here. Menu buttons are a bit old hat, aren't they, these days? I'm not very good at designing things, fortunately. So yeah, but as you see, like those two are basically exactly the same there. These tablet mode and PC mode is where the difference is. So here there is starting to be a gap, or I might just lift things up a little bit, because I don't think there's, in fact here, I don't think there actually is going to be an overlap. That's what I was going to do. There isn't actually going to be an overlap here. As soon as you go into tablet mode, there becomes more space, the screen's a bit bigger, you can dab it a bit better, and then in tablet mode, once we hit it, which is quite a big actually mobile mode. Phones are big though. As soon as you hit tablet mode, they'll bump up a little bit, and then potentially have content coming into this section here. And then once you have maybe that bit's maybe they're too small. Then as soon as you hit this will be having your menu buttons and your content comes in. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how to lay it out. I'm not a designer. That's the problem. I'm not a freaking developer either. I don't know how the hell to do half of this stuff. It takes me ages to just go. But I'm kind of happy with that. I'm not really kind of happy with that yet. I've spent so long on it. Sid's pissed off because every time I'm the last one to go to bed, he can't go to sleep on the settee. So I've been doing some web stuff, and I'm not happy with it, basically. Also, I thought I mentioned this yesterday. Thought I explained it, but how my website's designed is that every single address you try to go to under the jamiepenn.co.uk domain points directly to, if it points to my server, goes to one page, and that one page is acting like a controller, and it's deciding like who gets to see what and what you get to see. So it will take in your traffic. If you put in like slash home or something like that, it'll take you to the same page. Every single thing is set to default to the splash page, which is why you can't see any changes. It's allowing me through to see what I can change, to see like all the things I'm changing. That's how my controller's set up. So if I talk about like all the things I'm doing, and you go to the site and you can't figure out why you can't see it, then that's why, to be honest with you. Although, I guess in this video you probably might have been able to see the URL that I'm using to test the main homepage, so it's not rocket science, to be honest with you. You probably could have guessed it. So you could try and go to that. I think it will let you through. I think it will. I don't think I'm actually filtering out by my IP address or anything like that. Anything silly. Can't be asked for that kind of crap. But I'm not happy with the way that it's working out, and I'm going to increase the complexity of the site quite considerably, I think. I am currently setting up, well, I was setting it up on Atlas, and then it went a bit wrong, so I just uninstalled it and I'm going to set it up on my laptop instead, downstairs, because Dad's gone to bed. I'm going to set up things like GitHub and Node.js, and then I'm going to start trying to go through some of the instead of trying to mimic things like, what's it called? Mimic things like material design. I'm going to use Polymer, which is Google's proper stuff, instead. I'm going to use that as a framework and build from there instead of building things from scratch. I was thinking about it because I've also filled in the form that I was supposed to fill in ages ago for university. I was filling that in, and on that form I've written that like I need to get used to not just using the bare bones to do everything. I need to learn that there are other things out there that I can use, and I shouldn't be afraid of using them. I don't like using things like Bootstrap, because Bootstrap is you can tell when a site's using Bootstrap, and that bugs me. So on a design level, I don't like that. I was trying to design something else. There's like different ways of doing it, and that's what I was trying to do, purely with CSS, because that should theoretically be quicker and more efficient, in theory, depending on how heavy you get into it. And that's what I was trying to do, but I think I'm trying to do a little bit too much with just plain CSS, and why it works in theory when you start shifting from screen to screen to screen or resizing the page and stuff like that. What I want to do, like, because I want to do material design stuff instead of general stuff, nice, because I want to do material design stuff, it's quite heavy, and it's a little bit too heavy for CSS, so I'm going to start looking into that kind of stuff, which means doing some research. It's very rare that I ever do research into things before I start programming them. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's just gone, well, it's nearly 11. That's what I'm going to do. Sorry for the store. But I'm carrying you on my laptop. God damn. But I'm having fun. That's all that matters, isn't it, really? If it makes it easier, then I'll be happy with that, because my God, is it boring at the moment. But yeah, I've got the web pages open in Chrome, so I'm just going to pipe them down here, read through, make sure everything, I know what's going on. What is this? Go on outside, there's the dog. You're going for a wee. I fell over him. Nearly tripped over him, I bloody well did. It's nearly 1 o'clock. Time jump, a couple of hours. Just watched The Experiment on Netflix. after Laura recommended it, and it is very good. I recommend it. It's alarming, I guess. And then just watch some the Outnumbered, an episode of Outnumbered. While I've been fiddling around with things on my servers and stuff, and god damn, I need to go back to a much more. I've got a really itchy eye as well. I need to go back to getting way too over my head. I think getting way too complicated. I just need to go back to a nice, simple design that I originally decided I was going to do, and not all of this fandangled crazy stuff. So I'm going through the Google's web fundamentals stuff, which is really good. You should look through it. I think going through Android Lollipop kind of stuff and material design is a little bit too advanced. So we're going back to the web fundamentals. How we're going to roll, and we'll use a couple of the simple things from web thingy. Good boy, come on in. From material design. But yeah, get a bit too complicated. I think getting way too over my head to say I haven't actually fully built ever a website yet. Not properly. So yeah, right then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get going. Thank you very much for watching this video. Tomorrow we're gonna go watch the other Hobbit in the cinema, I think, and then it's the infamous, famous my family and Laura's family have a meal together day. It's exciting. I'll catch you later.